fans didn't know how to deal with those Brazilians, you know, because they were very fast and they were moving so much. So I think that was the key which enabled the Brazilian team to clinch the victory.
Right, let's speak about the finals of Corinthians and Chelsea. This is going to be a very interesting one. Both teams are really tough and they have different style of play. Yeah. How are you seeing this match?
It will be difficult, you know, because Chelsea has a new coach, so they are weak. They are weak now.
I mean, disqualified from the UEFA Champions League, which is something really.
No, they didn't.
They did not.
Yes, they didn't.
They qualified.
Yes, it was the first champion which didn't qualify for the second stage. So yes, you know, they are eliminated from the Champions League, but they will play the UEFA Cup. Yes. And you know, they are far from the first teams, you know, in the domestic league, far from both Manchester teams.
They are not in good shape. However, what we're seeing now, a magnificent goal, and I guess they are betting on this competition. This
of course, you know, they should win. I mean, you know, this competition.
2 matches take you to the cup. I guess it's easy. Yeah.
I mean, when you are a European champion, you need only two games, you know, to go to the.
Exactly.
And
this adds to a little bit of unfairness to this competition.
It's not it's not very fair.
It's not uniform. Teams have to play 4 matches and others have to play 2, which is something not really uniform. And Japanese teams are always there since they're the host, and it's quite let me put it that way. It's quite awkward structure for this competition.
Yes. Now we could see the second goal of Torres. And the last goal was Mexican players who unfortunately
they had to block it, but inside the net.
Yes. So to come back to what you were saying, you know, yes, it's weird, we can say, you know, because the way, I mean, the structure of the tournament is not fair. Normally it should be, I mean, all of them should be at the same level.
Same level, yes.
But you know, if you look at Chelsea, you just need 2 games, you know, to clinch the trophy. So, you know, it's not that much fair, you know.
Right, and one of the things within the World Club Cup as a competition that they introduced the goal line technology.
Yes.
It was not really very much used in terms of need. However, it was applied as a goal line technology. How are you seeing this to be introduced?
I think, honestly, football should be as it is, you know. I mean, they would like to bring the technology like they did in the rugby, for instance.
Yes.
But we cannot do that, you know, because look at the football in Africa, for instance. Do you think that we'll have do you think that the Egyptian Federation, for instance, if you look at Egypt, they will have the money to
implement such
a technology?
Advanced technology.
Like, for instance, in Kafr Dawa or in Mansoura, you know, in the 2nd division, do you think that they will have the money to implement this technology? Do you think that they can make the same in the Western countries in Africa, for instance? Or in South America? They cannot, you know. So we'll have like a football with gears. You know, in Europe you will have the football technology.
Automated.
Yes.
You get robotic players.
Exactly.
Well, your opinion was just like Michel Platini. He also didn't want to introduce the goal line technology within the UEFA Champions League. Let's have a look at the story.
UEFA President Michel Platini Tuesday stood firm against the use of goal line technology in Europe, despite FIFA tests of Hawkeye and Goal Ref at the ongoing Club World Cup in Japan. The Frenchman said goal line referees used in various UEFA competitions since 2009 were a cheaper way of determining whether the ball had crossed the line, and warned against allowing technology to encroach on the game. He said it would cost 50 million euros to introduce goal line technology to UEFA's international and club competitions over 5 years. While fans have called for years for football to embrace goal line technology to eliminate human error, Platini has repeatedly warned it will lead to technology encroaching into other areas of the game. The debate came to the fore again at Euro 2012, where goal line referees patrolled the sidelines when Ukraine were denied a goal against England, leading FIFA President Sepp Blatter to call for the new technology. But Platini pointed to an offside infringement in the build-up and questioned where the line on introducing such technology would be drawn. Asian Football Confederation Acting President Zhang Jialong told the press conference the AFC would study the use of the technology at the Club World Cup before making a decision. The Club World Cup, involving the winners of continental club competitions, is running both Hawkeye and Goal Ref at a cost of 1 million euros over the 8-game competition. The Hawkeye system uses between 6 and 8 cameras, while Goal Ref uses magnetic fields to determine whether a ball has crossed the line. Both systems transmit their findings to devices that can be worn on officials' wrists. Platini also rejected any chance of Euro 2020 matches being played outside Europe after criticism over UEFA's green light to hold tournament matches across the continent. Platini has argued that a cross-continental competition would relieve pressures on a single or joint host nation given the current financial climate, but fans have complained the spread of games will ruin the atmosphere. The host city's bidding process begins in March, with decisions on venues set to be made in early 2014. The next European Championships in 2016 are to be held in France, with an increase in the number of teams from the current 16 to 24.
Welcome back. You're still watching Sprint, and I'm still joined with Frederick Nyonga, sport journalist with TV5. So, moving from the World Club Cup, we wish Ahli definitely the best of luck to snatch the third place. It's going to be very important. They have done a magnificent and a great achievement being in the World Club and being very competitive and being really brave and up to the level. Now let's move down to Messi. Messi has broke the record of Gerd Müller and taking it to 85, from 85 to 86, I guess, having 56 goals within the league and 13 in the Champions League. That's a magnificent record for Messi.
And 2 goals yesterday in Copa del Rey, the Spanish Cup. So now he got 88 goals.
88, so he rose it to 88.
So it's amazing. It's amazing, and we don't know how come he's able to do that. You know, because when Müller had this record, you know, before they used to play with 3 strikers, 4 strikers. You know, nowadays most of the best teams play only with 1 striker. So you know, it's amazing, such a record. You know.
Yes, we'll be speaking more about Messi and his achievements, and also the King's Cup of Spain, but right after we know more about the Bundesliga and the latest with the results.
There appears to be no stopping Bayern Munich from the 22nd German League title, as the lead over Borussia Dortmund grew to 14 points after the 2-time reigning champions were hit by a refereeing mistake which cost them dear in Saturday's home loss to Wolfsburg. Bayern continued their counter through the Bundesliga of the 2-0 victory at local rivals Augsburg, while Dortmund unluckily went a man down in the first half and lost 3-2 to Wolfsburg. Munich's cushion over Dortmund is 12 points after 16 matches. Bayer Leverkusen are second and can cut the deficit to Bayern back to 8 points with a victory on Sunday over Hanover. But it's Dortmund who are considered the only real threats to Bayern. And now that threat is not less, according to confident Bayern. Thomas Müller, who converted a penalty for the first goal, said the team can definitely enjoy looking at the table, which has Eintracht Frankfurt joined fourth with Dortmund on 27 points and Schalke 2 points further back at 25. It doesn't matter if Bayern are at home or away, they are dominating everywhere in the league. With a 2-0 victory, it meant that Munich set a Bundesliga record by conceding just 1 goal in away matches during the first half of the season, a 20-2 1-goal differential in 8 matches. While things for Dortmund have gone excellently in the Champions League, where they finished atop their group ahead of Real Madrid, Ajax and Manchester City, Jurgen Klopp's team is treading in slow motion domestically.
Welcome back, still watching Sprint. That was really amazing, that match between Dortmund and Wolfsburg. Yeah, it's really intense and competitive.
With 5 goals and a red card, and it's amazing.
There's a lot of action going on in Bundesliga. I guess the competitiveness of this league is really growing year over year.
It's growing. You know, if you look at the Champions League, Dortmund was with Real Madrid, Ajax, and Manchester City, and was first.
Yes,
you know, in the group,
exactly.
so
that's a very good point.
And if you look at the Bayern Munich, you know,
also
they are
first in their group, yes.
So good, and maybe they can take the Champions League this year. So no, this competition is growing.
Yes. Right. Let's move back to Messi and the record that the 40 years old record by Gerd Müller was broken by Messi this week. He broke it by 86, and then he added 2 other goals in the King's Cup to take the tally to 88 goals, the world record. And this is over the calendar year, ever since January 2012 to December 2012, and still has the chance to be getting more.
Yes, to add 5 goals, why not? You know, because he will have to play the second leg of the Copa del Rey, the Spanish Cup. So we can imagine that, you know, he will add 2 or 3 goals, you know. And but this year is it's incredible for him, and you know, I think that without doubt he will have to be given the next golden ball.
Yes, I guess this is something after this record that will be inevitable.
Exactly, you know, because we cannot give it to Cristiano Ronaldo, and the third one is I mean, it's I don't remember who is the third one nominated for the
Iniesta?
I think.
Yes, Iniesta and Ronaldo, and yes, this is true. And I guess with 56 goals within the domestic league, he's really impactful with Barcelona. I guess he is one of these guys who have, you know, achieved a lot for Barcelona.
Yes, you know, 56 goals, it's like, it's the total amount of a goal, of the goals of a team in a year, yes. You know. Some teams didn't
reach it. Yes.
It didn't reach 56 goals, yes. So no, it's amazing.
And in only the group stage, and he got 13 goals in the UEFA Champions League, which is also a very high total. It's almost like 2 matches